Our nation has never had a king, no trappings of royalty whatsoever, so it may be a little difficult for us to really appreciate with the feast that we celebrate today. But there is a phrase in English that really penetrates to the heart of Jesus' kingship. We speak of the phrase, something is worth a king's ransom. It means it's incredibly valuable, priceless. And it has its roots in medieval warfare when people would capture the king. And rather than killing him, no, they would ransom him. They would demand a huge amount of money that probably broke the national treasury so that they could have their king back, because the king was their identity. In today's gospel, Jesus stands before Pilate and he asks him, really, are you a king? And Jesus refuses to answer because Pilate would never understand. Not even his disciples could understand it. But in just a few hours after this gospel, Jesus will demonstrate his kind of kingship. His passion, his death, and resurrection are literally a king's ransom. Not a ransom paid to release a captured king, but a ransom paid by a king to release his captured people. And the effects of that are immediate. We notice that in some of the gospel accounts there are two people crucified with Jesus. We call them thieves, but the Gospels never mention what their crime was. It goes nameless. One of them is balking and complaining. The other he sees that an innocent man is being put to death for no reason. And he makes a very imperfect act of contrition. He doesn't say, I'm sorry for what I've done. He just says, Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom. And Jesus, peering into that man's eyes, perhaps seeing a reflection of his own suffering, makes a promise that he makes to no one else in all of the scriptures. This day you will be with me in paradise. Already the ransom of a people is being put into practice. It's kind of a good thing that the Gospels don't mention the specific sin, because we can identify with them because that sin is nebulous. We know our own sins, and we know that basically we're very uncreative when it comes to sinning. It's the same thing over and over again. The same purpose of amendment, which is more of a wish and a very fleeting thing at that. And yet, in spite of the fact that our profession of atonement may be fleeting, the Lord's promise of ransom is permanent. No matter what we do, no matter how often we do it, Jesus holds out to us literally a king's ransom. Might spend some time this week, preferably before the Blessed Sacrament, just asking yourself a simple question. What, in spite of all of my sinfulness, in spite of the fact that I commit them again and again and again, in spite of the fact that I'm really half-hearted when it comes to my discipleship, what is it that the Lord sees in me that makes me worth a king's ransom?